Well, this will be an interesting video because I have no clue what Ram charges for an oil change. I've never had to do an oil change with them before, but I'm going to call my local dealership and get a quote. Now, I do know what a DIY oil change costs because I've done them myself. Pretty much my whole life, I've always done my own oil changes. But on this truck specifically, I did my first one at 1,500 miles, more or less. If you haven't seen that video yet, it's up above, but I know what the cost of that was. Now let's call the dealership, ask them what a first-time oil change would cost with them, and then let's compare the two. So I'm going to call them, put them on speaker, and you guys can hear the conversation for yourself.
To provide the very best service, this call may be recorded.
Please press 1 for service, press 2 for sales, press 3 for... If you are calling
service.
to check the status,
Please wait while we locate our next available representative.
I hate dealers, by the way. It's true. Sales or service, I don't know which is worse. Because they both act like salespeople. I've been on hold for about a minute now. Okay, been on hold for about 2 minutes now. I guess they're not too eager to answer the phone, but I got patience. I'll wait.
Connecting to an agent now.
thank you for calling McCoy Daniel with Benton Bill Scheduling. This is Leah. How can I help you today?
Hi, Leah. I was looking to quote an oil change on my 2026 Ram 1500.
And it's been in with us before?
No, it hasn't. I just bought the truck. Be my first oil change.
Gotcha. Okay. And it's not diesel, is it?
No, it's the 3-liter Hurricane gas engine.
Okay, so our oil change, the regular pricing starts at $95. It can go up from there if there's like a particular brand of oil that you prefer, but $95 and up.
Okay, could I get a specific quote on, I guess, your best oil? Fully synthetic?
I can definitely see. I'm sorry, tell me one more time what you have, a 26?
Yeah, 26 Ram Warlock. If you need the last 7 of the VIN, I can provide that.
It should be okay. Let me just see, though, what I can find out for you. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to put you just on a brief hold and see if I can reach our schedule, our service. One moment.
Sure. So I'm confused. I guess I didn't actually reach the service department, but they did quote me this 95 and up number, but I want to try and drill that in a little bit further because I have a feeling you would show up, get the oil change done, and they'd say, well, actually, it's a number considerably higher. So I guess you got to push a little bit to get a correct number. This music's making me feel sleepy.
I'm going to get you transferred over to our service department. He's on the line for you. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you. You too.
How may I help you, sir?
Hi, I was just looking to quote a first oil change on my Ram.
Okay. What kind of engine is in it?
It's the 3-liter Hurricane gas.
Okay, so you're looking at about $230 plus taxes.
Okay, great. And the prior rep said that there was some fluctuation with, I guess, different types of oil and stuff like that. Is that accurate, or is...
Not for that engine, no, sir. There's a fluctuation with the type of engine that is in the vehicle.
Ah, yep. Okay. That makes a little more sense.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, the second guy wasn't as friendly as the first lady. But nonetheless, there you have it. That's why you got to always push when you talk with dealerships, because think about it. The first lady, who did not work in the service department, quoted me $95 and up. And she said, well, it depends on the type of oil you use. And I figured 95. I'm like, wow, that's cheap on this truck. And I haven't really given you that much information. I can't imagine also that they're offering to use different types of oils too, right? I just thought that answer was sort of weird. So we got to this next guy who was probably a service advisor, and look at the price difference. Now we're $230 plus tax. That's a huge jump from 95, and you could see his explanation was a little bit better, which is, yeah, comes down to the truck, the engine, what you're actually working on, which makes a lot more sense. So we know that the dealership is looking at $230 plus tax. Let's just call it $230 because I'm using pre-tax numbers to make this video sort of apply to everybody in the country, because you may be in Montana and have no sales tax. So compared to my DIY oil change. So this is actually where it gets really interesting, because I changed my oil about a month ago, and the pricing has actually gone up considerably since I even just bought the oil and filter for this truck. So when I bought the oil and filter, I got 2 jugs, which are 5 quarts, so 10 quarts total of Pennzoil Ultra Platinum Full Synthetic OW20. And for the 2 of them, it came in a 2-pack. I bought it from Walmart. It cost me $58. But I just checked the pricing today, and now each jug has gone up $10. So now the pricing for the 2 is $80. So actually a total of $22 in a month that these have gone up. Now, I don't think I got them on sale. I could be wrong. But the current number, if you were to buy it today, is $80 for the oil, which is probably the better number to use because I'm quoting what the dealer told me today for an oil change. And then the filter is a Wix WL10255. But if you went with the Mopar filter, I think they're all around the same price. I got it for $9.85. So let's just call it $10, right? So your oil is 80 and your filter is 10, which is 90. So 90 versus 230. And the internet is telling me that that would be equivalent to a 155% increase in price. So in other words, you could do your oil 2.5 times for the price of what the dealer would charge for a single visit. If you're like me and you like to do your oil changes more frequently than what the manufacturer recommends, which is every 10,000 miles, which I would highly recommend, it's going to get expensive quick doing your oil changes at the dealer. And the good thing is that DIY oil changes are not hard and they're not that expensive. Right now, let's say the oil, this Pennzoil, let's say it goes back on sale, or maybe Mobil 1, which is another good brand for this truck. I think it's their ES1 or something like that. Let's say you could get the oil for $58 like I did, the filter for 10, so that would be 68. Let's do the math on that from a percentage standpoint. That puts you at a 238% increase in price, which means you could do your oil change basically 4 times on your own before it would cost what the dealer would charge for a single one. Now, of course, like this isn't surprising information to a degree. I get it. Dealers have labor time. They need to make money. They have overhead. Yeah, I understand all this. A lot of truck guys, right? A lot of us do our own DIY work, probably at a higher percentage than most other, brands or categories of vehicles like sedans or convertibles, right? But if you are somebody who hasn't worked on their truck before and you're looking to save some money, oil changes, as long as you know what you're doing, it's a great place to start because it's really intuitive and straightforward, right? You're taking the old oil out, you're dropping the filter, you're putting a new filter in, and you're replacing it with new oil. It's just basically your simple drain and fill up, right? It's not complicated when it comes to the actual mechanics of it. And you could see, you could save a lot of money doing your own oil changes. So pretty interesting to see the difference, pretty interesting to actually call the dealer. And mind you, if we're going to get technical here, when I ordered my oil and my filter, I had that delivered to my front doorstep from Amazon and Walmart, which, by the way, the oil filter I got from Amazon. The oil itself I got from Walmart. That was just based on availability and pricing, etc. But I had that all delivered to my doorstep, and it was maybe 40 minutes of garage time, and resetting the light and everything in the truck is super easy. A dealer visit takes time out of your day. If you work a 9-to-5 job, you need to take time off of work to accommodate the dealer's hours. You need to drive to the dealer. You need to wait for them to put in all their information and admit your car into the workshop. During that time frame, you're sitting and waiting, you're wasting time. They're usually not going to give you a loaner because it's an in and out thing. Maybe they will give you a loaner, but either way, you're just wasting time. They're going to do the oil change. Dealers make mistakes. They're not perfect. Newsflash, guys, a lot of the techs that these dealers are hiring are not very good. There are some very good master techs out there, but a lot of times the very good ones are going into their own venture or going independent, or a lot of the techs they're hiring at these dealers are entry level. And I'm not trying to say that in a bad way because everybody's got to start somewhere, but those guys statistically make more mistakes than experienced master techs. The drain plug. putting an impact to it, or not screwing it incorrectly, not lining up the threads, not replacing the washer. I don't know if this truck, I don't know if it's a built-in washer or not. I forget now. I'm trying to think about it. But the O-ring on the filter, like basic things that you would see on oil changes. These guys, it's a mill, right? They're trying to get vehicles in and out quick as they can, just like a restaurant, right? They want to turn over tables as quick as they can. You know, prime hours, let's say for a restaurant for dinner is 5 to 10 p.m. The more people they can turn over on a table, the more money theoretically they make. Now, there are some other restaurants that build that into their pricing, and they can afford to have a couple sitting at a table an entire night, right? Because it's built into their pricing model. I'm getting a little off track, but you get the point, right? They got to get people in and out. And with that, mistakes are often made. But if you're doing it yourself, you control all the environmental factors. You have the right tools. You know you're doing the right job. You've done your research. You got the right oil, the right filter. As long as you don't make a stupid mistake, you're probably going to do as good, if not better, a job than the dealer. And it's going to cost you a fraction of the money. So anyways, that's the video. Pretty interesting stuff. Pretty big difference between the two. At the end of the day, maybe you're somebody who says, hey, look, I don't want to do it myself. I don't want to get dirty. I just don't know much about that. And it's easier for me to just bring it to the dealer. I don't mind paying. Well, then that's fine. Of course. I'm happy with the fact that people have options at the end of the day, and doing it yourself is not going to make sense for everybody. But if your goal is to save money, control factors, make sure the job is done right, and be able to do your oil changes more frequently, and from a financial standpoint, have it make sense, then DIY is definitely the way to go. And you probably knew that going into this video, but now you definitely know it coming out of it. Thanks for watching.